Welcome to lesson 3. We're going to talk about focusing your digital profile on directing people to Jesus Christ. This section will include how to know your audience before you create your profile, how to capture their attention as they're looking through your profile, how to maintain their attention as they scroll and read, and the last one is how to engage them and get them to come closer to Christ. Your profile is your most important landing page or page when you're doing missionary work. When you comment, share, have your own page, as people search, you send direct messages, you post videos, you apply to groups, everything, your profile link is added to all of that. And as people read your profile, as your people read your content, or they look at who liked their post, they will, if they're interested in you and what you posted, they will click on your profile and they're going to take a look at what you have to say and who you are. So it becomes the key landing page for everything you do on social media. Now, like it or not, they're going to judge you based on your profile. As if they choose to accept your message, or they choose to reply, or they choose to reply to a comment on their post that you've made, they're going to judge you. Do I relate to this person? Do I want to become their friend? Is this person genuine? Is this person trying to harm me in any way? Those are things that they're going to look at as they judge your profile. So as you create your profile, the first thing to understand is, who are you targeting? If you create a generic profile and people go to a generic profile, they're more likely not to see any keywords, pictures, or anything that really attracts them or that relates to your post. But the more you can align your profile to the message you posted, the stronger your profile and then the way they engage will become. So how do you define your target audience? And we covered personas in the last lesson, and we went through all the 6 personas. So this is what I suggest you do, and it will help you also target your personas. Number 1, as you're creating your profile, look at your local church congregation. If you're a missionary that moves around to different churches locally, you may have to assess your profile every time you move around. But who is attending your church? Who has been recently baptized? Would members get along with these people you're trying to target? Because as you're trying to look at the people interested in you, they're going to be also interested in coming to your local church, as we saw mostly on the persona research. So that's the first thing they do. So make sure that your profile is representative of your local congregation and their needs, as well as of people that have been recently baptized. Second is, check out your congregation, like the other churches in your area. What do those ministers do? What are they showcasing? And what attention are those ministers getting? If you can take a look at that, it will also help you direct to see not only what your audience is doing, but what others are doing, because those people are also interested in attracting people to Christ. And they will have similar profiles. So you're going to be able to learn from them. Third is, find out what you can offer locally. So if you don't have an addiction recovery program and you're helping people with addiction in your local church, don't offer that and don't post about it. That persona probably is not going to be a good target audience for your local church, since they have no way to help them. If your local church has many activities and gives people a lot of opportunities to serve, then you're going going after the persona who's looking for service opportunities and to showcase their talents may be a good offering for for you to represent on your profile and for you to post about. Then pick a persona. We've showed you 6 different personas that you can pick from. I would say choose one and focus your attention on one and see if that works. And if that works, then you can pick another one. But start with one and really try to focus your messaging on what. Now you could ask Steve, what happens if other people that aren't, say, addiction recovery, they want to learn more? Well, you can make your profile general enough and add elements of your love for the Savior. But as you focus your profile on different, maybe a post or several key posts, that you direct it towards one person first, so that as they see your posts on groups on your profile and they come to your own post, they can even get a stronger desire to want to reach out because they can see that message over and over again. Fifth one, evaluate your decision often. If you're not getting interest, if you're not getting engagement, maybe your profile is not aligning with what you're posting. Maybe you're not targeting the right person. So constantly evaluate that profile, and every area you go to, evaluate that profile once again. To make sure that there is an alignment between what you post, what they see on your profile, and the services you provide locally. And that is really, I would call it, stronger than what you can see other churches' profiles offering. And if you do that, you're going to have a better engagement experience for your prospect that's looking to follow Christ. And you're also going to be able to capture them and their interests to engage with you and eventually come to church. So let's talk a little bit about each one of these personas. So if you decide to focus on like Carla Brown on your profile, as she looks at your profile, she's going to be looking to see someone with experience that really loves Jesus Christ, has a lot of, that lives it in their lives, and has a lot of learnings that can be taught to her. That has a lot of resources in their profiles that could be shared with Carla, where you could learn a lot more about the Savior, could learn how to improve your lives, could learn how to your family. So your profile becomes a resource of where she's like, I want to follow this person because they have a lot of great information for me to read about, and it helps me learn more about Jesus Christ. If you look at Sarah Moore, and who's desperate for support, in this case, you'll have a lot of uplifting quotes. You'll have a lot of posts about trials and how to overcome trials. If you've ever had a trial in your life, or if your family members have, share your stories. You'll ask your family members to share stories. You'll ask other people to share stories about support and how you can help with support. And that will make Sarah say, you know what? This person is going to help me through the trial, but they have all these other people that they've helped, or that they can connect me to, that I could build a relationship with. The third person, if you're targeting Tom Long in your profile, you're going to be able to talk about addiction recovery. Maybe you've had addiction and you've recovered, or other people have addiction and they recovered, and you're telling their stories, and you're helping them become a better person, and you'll share that in your profile. And Tom will get you get a good feel, say like, hey, I really need to reach out to this guy, or for this digital minister sister, because they're going to help me be able to overcome this. Now, say Steve is like, hey, I'm targeting all of these people. I'm targeting all of them. Like, how can I have all these different messages in my profile? Well, I think you can keep a general message, but I would start to get one right. Start with one, get that right. Show that you can actually create content that goes all the way down to lots of leads to help people follow Christ, and then move on to another one. And you'll see that your content, your profile builds up, that people can see multiple things about it. If you keep yourself general, each of these people will not know what to do with your profile, and they'll have no reason to engage. If you look at John Smith about lonely, you could talk about the activities that you have. You could talk about when people feel lonely. You could talk about your experience. I know different people have had different experiences feeling lonely. You could talk about how, hey, you need a friend, reach out. You could mention, articles on how can you do, when you're lonely, what can you do better? There's a lot of things you could do here, but mainly activities, come and participate, come be part of a group, become the center for where John's like, man, you have the friends, you have you can teach me how to make friends. You have a community, you have events. I totally want to be part of that. In the case of Jane Lee, a lot of talents, how to be able to help the community. You're really engaged with making a difference in this world. You're really looking at different causes that can make the world become a better place. She's like, you're like me. What do you do? How come you're this way? I want to help out too. Oh, let me participate in that. Let me participate in that. She's going to want to be that person who's energized and wants to be part of a bigger group. For Lisa Morelli's case, you may look at, talking about doctrinal principles and hard to answer questions, and you may start answering those, asking other people to, how did they come to, when they had those challenging questions asked of them, how do they face those and how do they cope with those? So you focus on those challenging questions and challenging answers, and then help her through those and how to cope with when you don't agree with your religion. What are the things that you should be doing? So hopefully this gives you a good overview of how to create your profile for each persona. Try that, see if it works. If that works, then you can add other ones on top of that. But then you already have a flow of things that work. You have a pipeline of I write content, people look at my profile, they're super interested, engaged, and they reach out to me. And if my numbers go up, then I have a really good landing page. And you may have success all day long with those until you switch an area, or you could choose to add a different one. And that gives you two different perspectives, and you balance the content so that both of them can read it, and you try that content. And if you get the engagement, you're doing great. Well, this is the conclusion of this session. We're going to go on to how to capture their attention. Now that we taught you who you're going to pick to target, we're going to teach you how to capture the attention.